I was asked by Loretta Elmore, who is a very talented lady, to make her Addi Pro Pocket slippers in a tutorial. So that's what we're doing here today. And if you like these type of videos, make sure you subscribe. We'll get right into the pattern. Today we're going to be using the Addi Pro 22 needle knitter. Also, I'm using worsted weight yarn in two colors. It's Red Heart Super Saver in gray and a variegated, and two crochet hooks. One is a 4mm crochet hook and the other is a 3 3/4mm crochet hook. We'll hop right into the rest of the tutorial. Entire tube is 18.5 inches long. We're going to cast on and off with waste yarn. We're going to knit 35 rows of gray, then 65 rows of variegated yarn. Make sure to leave a long tail for crocheting later. We're going to begin closing off the ends of our work with a 4mm crochet hook. So take the end of your work and we are going to single crochet it closed. To do that, you take the front loop and hook the back loop and slip stitch, chain one. We're going to single crochet in that same space. Now we just single crochet the front and back together. Let me zoom in a little more so you can see better. Take the front stitch, single crochet together the back stitch, okay, your front and back are single crochet together again. Hook front, back, single crochet. Next stitch, front, back, single crochet. One more time, front, hook the back, and complete your single crochet. We're going to single crochet all the way across. You made it to the end and we're going to single crochet the last two loops together. If you come up with an odd number of loops, that means you missed a stitch. Take it out and repeat because you don't want to have a drop stitch on your work. So pick up the front and the back and single crochet. Now we can fasten off your work. We're going to repeat the same process on the other side. Find your tail end, insert into the front loop. Here's your tail end. Here's your front loop, and here is your back loop. Slip stitch, chain one, single crochet into the same space. Now let's move on to the next stitch. Front, back, single crochet them both together. Front, back, single crochet together. Simple as that. Front loop, back loop, single crochet together. Continue to single crochet together the front and back loops all the way across. I'll meet you at the end. Alright, we completed that row and just fasten off your work. You can cut the excess yarn. Next, we're going to move on to the sides. Oops, don't forget to remove all your waste yarn. Now we're ready to work on the side of your slipper. We're going to switch crochet hooks over to a 3 3/4mm crochet hook, or F, and we're going to crochet along the side. Make sure your slipper is not twisted. We're going to insert your hook into the very edge. This is your single crochet bind off, not the first knit stitch, but the first single crochet. I'll try to zoom in. And we will attach our yarn now. I'm using the opposite color, the variegated yarn for this side, if you'd like to follow along to the same pattern. Chain 1 and single crochet into the very same space. There we go. Now single crochet into the next knit stitch. It's going to be the V. Can you see this V right here? Make sure you pick up both loops. I'm weaving in my ends as I go. Single crochet and go into the next stitch. Make sure you're staying in an even row. You don't want your slipper all wobbly. Single crochet. Next stitch. Single crochet. Keep your lines as straight as possible. You should have a total of 36 single crochets that you're going to make. We're going to continue to single crochet across until you make it to the very last gray stitch. Stop before you get to the color stitches. I'll meet you when you make it there. It should be a total of 36 single crochets. We completed our 36 single crochets. We made it to the very edge of the color change. We're going to chain 1. Now turn your work. Now we're just going to place half double crochets all the way across to the other side. So half double crochet into the very same stitch. And half double crochet into the next stitches. Continue to half double crochet all the way across. I'll meet you when you make it to the end of your 36 half double crochets. Alright, we completed the row, so now all you have to do is fasten off your work. We're going to repeat the same exact thing to the other side. We're going to insert your hook into the bind off single crochet and single crochet across the next 36 stitches, followed by a chain 1 and half double crochet across. So like I said, repeat the last side and I'll meet you when you're complete. Both sides are completed and this is what it should look like. Now we're going to stitch your slipper closed. To do this, we're just going to stitch these all the way across. Okay, you're going to have to make sure your work is not twisted. For me to do that, usually so I don't lose my row, let me zoom in so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. I like to put stitch markers so I know exactly where my row is. So I see this is my row right here. So I don't lose it. I'll place one stitch marker here. You don't have to do this, but this helps me as a guide so my work doesn't get twisted. Follow the row. I'll do another one right about here. Oops, I lost my yarn. There we go. I'll put another marker here. Alright, here's the fun part. This is fun for me because this is a brand new stitch I learned. Thanks to Loretta Elmore. I thank you. This is a great way to seam your work together without using any wasted yarn. So I'll show you how she taught me how to do this. So we're going to switch over back to your 4mm crochet hook. We're going to be working on one part of your loop in the V. So here's your first V, not your half double crochet edge, but the knit part. So go to the inside V. Like I say, here's your row. We're going to go to the inside of your V. And next, we're going to go to the inside of your V of your half double crochet. Let's see if you guys can see it. Here's the inside V. That's it. And pull through and switch to the other side. go to the inside of your V. Here's your V. Pick up one side and slip stitch and pull through. Repeat with the opposite side. Go through the inside V of your half double crochet and pull through. Inside V of your knit stitch, pull through. Inside V, just one stitch, pull through. Inside stitch of the knit, pull through. This is the importance of the stitch marker so I don't get my work twisted. I'll always be working on an even line. Which side did I go to last? Okay, this one. Pull through. Once you get the hang of it, you'll start moving quickly. Inside V, pull through. Inside V, pull through. Inside V, pull through. Inside V, pull through. Continue that all the way across until you make it to the very edge of here, and we'll pick up together. Alright, we made it to the end of here, and now as you can see I already put some stitch markers so I can keep track of exactly where my row is so my work isn't twisted. You're going to fold your end over, and we're just going to continue what we're doing before. We're going to hook the inner loop. Well, actually we're going to just hook the very first single crochet of the bind off edge. I don't want you to forget that. So it's not exactly a loop where the bind off is, but I'm just going to pick up one of the single crochet stitches and pull through. I gotta find my row. There we go. One loop from the inside V, pull through. Next loop from the inside V from the top part, pull through. Inside V, pull through. Inside V, pull through. And we're going to continue this all the way to the end. Like I said, once you get the hang of it, you'll start moving a little bit more quicker. I'll meet you when you complete all your stitches all the way at the very end. Alright, we've made it to the very last stitch. And to secure it, I'm just going to take a little piece of matching waste yarn, pull through, and just tie it off. This little strand can be easily hidden within your work. I really like this stitch. It almost looks seamless. Love it. Once again, Loretta, thank you for teaching me this stitch. But back to the pattern. I want you to repeat the same thing to the other side. By stitching it all the way across. Then once you make it to this end, stitch this part across also. I'll meet you at the completion of the opposite side. Alright, we've completed both ends. Now we're going to work around the ankle of the slipper. We're going to begin on the gray part. There's, believe 11 single crochet of your bind off. We're going to place 11 half double crochets across the top of these. So insert your hook into the very first single crochet of your bind off. I am switching back to a matching color of gray. Attach your yarn. Chain 1. We're going to half double crochet into the same space. And half double crochet into the next 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That is for a total of 11 half double crochets, including that first one. Next, this is you're going to work a little bit blindly. We're going to place, I believe, a half double crochet into the next knot, This is where you finished your stitch right here. We're going to place a half double crochet into the little knot right next to it. It's not a stitch, but it's the side of your, believe, half double crochet from the previous row. Now we're going to place 2 double crochets into this space here section and this section right here. So, I'm sorry, not 2 half double crochets. I don't know if I said it right. 2 double crochets. So here's your first double crochet. And right next to it, it doesn't have to be precise, another double crochet. Next, we're going to work in 3 treble crochets into the space here, here, and here. So we'll begin by wrapping the yarn twice. Here's our last stitch. We're going to work it right there. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, that was way strong. We're not working it there. Oops, I didn't complete my wrapping twice. There's your first treble crochet. Right next to it, almost in the V, where your slipper V's, place another treble crochet. That's your second treble crochet, and into the space right next to it, another treble crochet. Now right before you start on your opposite side bind off single crochets, we have enough room for 1 more half double crochet. Did I say it right? Nope, I'm sorry, not a half double crochet. I messed up again. I'm sorry, I'm reading the pattern that I wrote next to me. The next one is going to be a double crochet. Now, in the next 11 stitches, you can tell because it's the single crochets of your bind off edge, you're going to place 11 half double crochets. So let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and let me get 11. Now we're going to place a double crochet in a little space right next to it. And we're going to work our 3 treble crochets. Wrap twice. Here's your first treble. Like, these aren't exact stitch spots, but we're just going to make room for stitches in there. Let's do your second treble crochet. And let's do your third treble crochet. Now we're going to place 2 double crochet next to each other. First double crochet, second double crochet, and now we're just going to squeeze a half double crochet in there. And we're going to slip stitch to join into the very first half double crochet. And fasten off your work. Make sure you weave in all your ends. And this is what it looks like all completed. And this is the spot for your ankles, the opening. If you want to see more new Addi patterns, make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always up to date with what's going on with Littlejohn Yarns. I'll see you on the next